Hi, my group two friends. How are you? I am Kristen, if you remember me from the last time. And I, first of all, wanted to start off by asking how your workshop preparation is going. I know that I've spent a lot of time in this last week and this week too preparing lesson number one. And now I did a brief lesson for a friend of mine last night and presented it to her. And I feel like it went really well. I got some really great feedback, but I feel like this is actually going to be okay. I'm liking what we're doing and learning a lot. And I hope that you are having good experiences with it too. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say in your videos if you address it at all. So this week, I wanted to answer some of the questions here. I'm wondering how you guys answered some of these questions too. I can't wait to hear the videos. So the first question that I answered was, the Handbook for CES Teachers and Leaders discusses the role of the Holy Ghost in learning, especially gospel learning. Yet when teaching family life education, educators will generally be working with non-LDS audiences. When this is the case, does the Holy Ghost play a role in the learning process? Explain. Well, because we're students at BYU Idaho, I'm pretty sure that many of you have read the learning model and studied it time and time again. And so we know that the Holy Ghost teaches truth. And it doesn't matter what that truth is. Truth is in every aspect of life, not just in gospel settings. And I think that sometimes, at least I know I do this, I tend to think of the Holy Ghost as a help for gospel preparation or for gospel settings that I'm going to be asking for help to teach a lesson in primary or in young women or in Relief Society, not necessarily a lesson in family life education to people who are not members of the church. So I actually have had some experiences with this recently. I have the opportunity to volunteer in an anger management group. It's a group of teens, and it's a community-based program, and it involves teens who have gotten in trouble at school or with the law, and it is not a gospel setting. And I've really made an effort to pray ahead of time, to be prepared, and to have the Spirit with me so that when I attend these meetings, I'll be able to say the right things and feel like that I am giving beneficial, thought-provoking comments during the anger management group so that it can build someone or lead the discussion in a different direction. I've had really great experiences with that. I have felt time and time again impressed to share things or impressed to change the discussion and the topic or to move on or gloss over. And I think that we are entitled to the Holy Ghost and can ask for help in any situation, no matter who we're teaching. And especially when we're teaching, when what we are teaching is truth. As long as it's truth, whether that's math or science or family life education, I think that we'll have the help that we need when we need it. So I don't know. I'm hoping that you've had some of the same experiences that I have had. And then another question I wanted to answer was, based on what you know about yourself from previous teaching experiences, what mistakes, if not careful, are you likely to make in the future relative to involving participants in a discussion? Well, the way that I answered this question, I worked in the primary for a while, and teaching primary was sharing time is like a baptism of fire. Those kids are tough. If you are not on top of what you're teaching, they will point it out to you, and they are not kind sometimes. And so I had some experiences. There were a couple of times where I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. And I got up there and tried to wing it, and the kids saw right through me. They knew enough, they know enough that they will call you on it when you are not completely prepared the way that you should be. So I think for me personally, in a group discussion, I need to be overly prepared. If I'm going to have a discussion about something, I want to make sure that I have looked up everything that I can about what we're going to be discussing so that I am overly prepared. That way too, I'm not looking at notes. I don't feel nervous. I can try and lead the discussion. And also, if it goes weird places, I can bring it back to what we're talking about, but feel comfortable in doing that and be flexible enough to do that. Also, I feel like it's really, really important to pay attention to the comments that are made. I know that I was really shy as a child, extremely shy, embarrassingly shy. And it took a lot for me to want to comment in a class. And I can still remember I made a comment during a Sunday school class, and the teacher did not respond nicely to my comment, told me I was wrong and that I had said the wrong things and that my answer was wrong. And the way that it was handled, I remember thinking, well, that's the last time I ever raised my hand. I feel embarrassed. I don't want to, it shut me down. And so still thinking about it now, I still feel a little bit shy, a little bit embarrassed. And so I think that making sure that we validate comments that are made, no matter whether or not they are really related, it might mean that the person who is making that comment is connecting the information in their mind to something else. It's led them to think about something else. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. We want people to have critical thought, and that's how they learn. And so I feel like being really careful about how we respond to people is extremely important in a group setting also. All right, I'm out of time. And so I look forward to hearing your videos and having some communication with you. And I hope you have a good week. Good luck with everything.